after I learned that lesson, I reshape that memory because whenever I look back and talk about it, if I focus on the positive things, now it brings me joy to tell the story. What's going on? It's E-Love here. I'm trying to figure some things out and make some things happen. The common theme for last week is going to be making my list and I'm checking it twice. I am a huge advocate of writing things down to make sure I don't forget it. I don't have the best memory, so therefore I need to write down, make sure I'm focused on the most important things that I have going on right now. With that being said, as I've mentioned before, one of the main ways that I identify if I'm being productive or if I'm having a great week is one, by focusing on my emotions. So if I'm fully energized, am I getting things done? Am I excited? Am I excited about what I'm doing? Am I just laughing, having a good time, enjoying my life? If those things happen, I'm good. Even if I'm not being productive, because normally in those super happy weeks, I may be spending time with friends, watching anime, or just researching something that I really love, like a passion project that I just really want to do. So in those situations, I'm good. This is a great week. My emotions feel good. I feel good. I don't care what happens, how many mistakes I make, I'm good. Then number 2 is going to be, was I productive? These are normally days where, did I get things done on my list? Did I accomplish? Did I check off all those things I wanted to get done? Normally in those situations, if I'm having an okay day, or maybe I just think I'm feeling like life just sucks right now for me. And so, but if I'm able to actually accomplish a lot, so did I make that doctor's appointment? Did I complete all the projects I was working on? Did I actually do my schoolwork? Did I clean my house? Did I spend time with my friends? Did I call my dad? If I'm able to be productive, I consider that a good week. Now, pro-life tip. Whenever there is something that's really important to you and that's going to move you towards your goal, but you don't feel like doing it, just do it. It doesn't matter how you feel in that situation. What happens normally for me is I'll do the things that I don't want to do. But then when I look back on that situation, first, I want to make sure I learn my lesson, make sure whatever that I didn't like or something that went wrong in that situation, how can I resolve it? What do I need to learn from that lesson? Then after I learn that lesson, I reshape that memory because whenever I look back and talk about it, if I focus on the positive things, now it brings me joy to tell the story and motivates me to do things that I didn't want to do before. For example, when I first started traveling, when I moved to Belgium in like 2013, I did not care about traveling at all. Now, it was a big thing. You hear it on social media, travel, live your life to the fullest, YOLO, see the world, do culture things. To be honest, I was very content in my dorm room. I would just be watching anime. I would go to work, come home and watch anime, and then I'm good. But I realized I did want to make sure I took advantage of this opportunity. I was actually stationed in Europe, so therefore it was easy to travel different places. I had people that wanted to travel with me. I had the funds and I had the time to do it. So I was like, Eddie, we're just going to knock this out. At least being the Eddie that I am, I made a plan. I was like, sweet. Once a month, I would travel somewhere locally. Once a quarter, I would travel somewhere like that may require me to take a flight or something like that. Then I would do it. Now, to be honest, while I was traveling, I was not in the best headspace. I was very depressed. I was having issues balancing my emotions. I was feeling lonely because I was so far away from my family and stuff like that. And then there was also good friends that I made in the States that I just didn't have here. And then also, traveling is hard. It requires a lot of planning. You have to identify the perfect season. You have to have how much money, convert the money, where to go, where not to go, how to take advantage of it, identify who you want to travel with. All these different things are so stressful. So stressful. But I did it. Now, whenever I look back on my times that I travel, I smile and I'm grateful for it because I got to see so many different cultures, taste some good food. I went to Barcelona to see the different cultures and all the performances. I went to different museums across Europe and it was great stuff. By the end of my trip to Europe though, 13, got there, 2016, I was thriving. I loved traveling. I knew how to do it. It was great stuff. Thailand was probably by far one of my best trips ever. But now when I look back on that's what I was saying. When I look back on my experiences, I look back and I smile. It brings me joy. So even if I'm not enjoying it, if I look back on it and I change it, reshape it, now we're good. And it really is good. Now, there's bad things. If you ask me things that I would do differently, I can definitely tell you those things. But for the most part, when I look back on my travel times, I'm good. Now, last week was very interesting. Things were just not going as planned. Now, it is holiday season, so we have days off. People have taking their vacations. So it's really hard to stick to a routine. And also, emotions off balance because of the winter and the cold weather, short days and stuff like that. So with that, I tend to make lists in situations where things get really crazy and rocky. I make sure that I have lists. Now, my lists are not meant to make sure that I get complete the whole project. The idea is, were you productive in that day? So normally what it looks like is I make a gratitude list. So at least 3 things that I enjoyed from the previous week or even previous day. So I make a list of 3 things I'm grateful for at least. So for example, I'm thankful for my dog. I'm thankful for my friends. I'm thankful I had time to just chill and watch anime the previous day. So we're good. Then from there, I identify 3 things that I have to get done that day. Now, as I was saying, it's not about completing the project. I just need to take action on those things moving me forward. Then next from there, I make a list of things that I just want to do at some point. So throughout the day, if I'm getting ideas or something I need to get done, it may need to get done that day, or it may need to get done that year, or at some point in my lifetime. I just keep a master list of all those different things so hopefully when I have time, I can just put it on my priority list. So now with last week, the main 3 priority things I had was, I had to facilitate my course last week. So that was like my number 1 priority. After that was my schoolwork. And then the number 3 item tends to fluctuate. It depends on what task I had to do that day or that week. And then I would just add and adjust that. So maybe it was doing laundry, or maybe it was submitting an assignment or review or whatever it was. So that third things tend to fluctuate for me. Those top 2 things normally stay the same for that entire week. Third fluctuates. Now, I love this process because it allows me to look back on my week in a more objective way. In this situation, I didn't feel like doing anything. I thought my whole life was just going down. I didn't know what was going. That's how I felt. But when I looked at my list at the end of the week, I realized I got so much accomplished. I was able to facilitate my course the entire week. We got everything. We were on task. Everything in the end worked out. Like, there was definitely some things that just did not go as planned, some curveballs in there. But we got through the training, got to the point that we were in branch and we're doing transactions and stuff like that. So we're good. And then with schoolwork, I actually finished all of my schoolwork by Thursday. And it might even been by Wednesday, because on Wednesday, I had my Friendsgiving. Thursday was Thanksgiving. And then Friday I had another Friendsgiving. And because I finished all of my schoolwork early, I was able to enjoy my Friendsgiving. And then also on Sunday, I had a little Sunday fun day because I did everything. Like, I was Gucci. Like, I was really proud of my week. When I was looking back, I was like, all right, Eddie, we did all we can do. Let's enjoy this a little bit. You have worked so hard for it. And that's kind of one of the powerful things about lists. It just makes you see and make sure that you're focused on those important things. And even though you may feel off, for me, looking at that list, I was like, cool, Eddie, it was a great week. I don't care how you felt. I'm proud of you. You're strong. You got through it. Respect all day long. Now, next week, I am going to try and make sure I figure something out because my emotions were off. So that means I may need to adjust my food, or I may need to adjust medicine or whatever supplements I'm taking, or I need to talk with someone who's causing me intense stress, or talk with someone who can help me resolve and alleviate some of the stress. So either one of those works, something has to happen. But I'm really excited for next week. With that being said, I'm E-Love. Good seeing you. Take care. Hopefully I'll see you soon.